to make sure the red light stays on.
Otherwise it's not recording.
Well, that's the one. Hello.
Hi. It's been a while since we've done a van chat, hasn't it?
It's been a long, long time. The last proper van chat we did, I think we did in lockdown. Got travelling, and we were travelling really, well, we weren't travelling fast, but we were just enjoying it and getting back into the swing of things. We filmed loads of stuff, but we haven't sat down and chatted about it for a YouTube video, so we're going to do you a catch up, and it's going to be part 1 of 2. We've been to 12 different park ups over the last 7 weeks, so this isn't a park up video, it's more just what we've been up to. So the last kind of chat video we did was all about driving in Europe, and we filmed that when we were at Lac des Olivets, when we met up with Driving Didi. That was the last one. So we're just going to tell you what we've been doing in the meantime, and show you some of the stuff that we've seen. So we're going for it?
I think so. I don't know where you're sending me, woman, but it's not even a road.
So this one's bumpy, and this one is it's pretty grassy.
Sure, I can get in there and stuff.
There is like a little, yeah, we're going over a little bridgey thing, so there's like a little lump of concrete down there.
Is there not another way to it?
No, we're too long, aren't we? I think.
And you're probably alright if I could see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, we've got about 2 foot from it on my side. So the van is almost touching it now, the underneath it. No, I don't think we're going to get around it, are we? So just go back.
So after the drive down the rickety off-road, we've been here 10 minutes and don't know why, but we've got a bad vibe. And we always go with your gut. Not quite sure what it is, because it is a remote place. We're used to those. So there's a little pine forest behind the van, vineyards in front of the van. There is an empty car, which might just be a walker that's parked up, but all the windows are open. It does have a kind of leftover vibe to it as well. But
Can't place what it is. It looks like it should be fine. We've got the place all to ourselves, and we're surrounded by vineyards. There's nobody here. It should be all lovely and get the chairs out. Didn't really want to get the chairs out, and I don't know why. So
I was sat in the cab thinking, should I have a beer? And then I thought, I won't have a beer in case I have to do a runner, and I can't explain that. So anyway, we've decided to go with our gut. I'm going to drive 20 minutes up the road and stay in a little fishing village, just a car park I think, but with a nice view.
So after we left our French Lake park up, we were heading towards Spain, but we didn't quite make it. We spent one night in a motorhome park up, which was a secure place that had barriers, and you could have had electricity, but we didn't need it. That's all there is to say about that, really, wasn't it? It was just a car park with loads of mohos in.
Yeah, it wasn't exciting, was it?
No. We had a little walk round, there was a marina that it was near, and we had a little walk round and went for a little glass of wine, which was very nice. But it was just a night stopover, really. We don't go for those kinds of places usually. After the Mojo Park, we drove into Spain, and we were expecting the border to be interesting because, of course, COVID-19 was still very much in everybody's thoughts, so we thought that there would be maybe signs telling you what's expected in Spain and what the rules are, and masks, or maybe some checks, maybe people getting their temperature checked or their papers. And what did we get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, it was just like normal. I mean, obviously we had a lovely drive through the Pyrenees in Spain, didn't we?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then when we were going through towns, people are wearing their masks, people are wearing their masks shopping, walking about, social distancing in towns. But outside of the towns, it's as if COVID doesn't exist really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we were really surprised at the French-Spanish border. We thought there was going to be all this stuff, and there was nothing. You just drive.
Marty poo! Hey Marty, you need a poo? I do, I put it on my van. Marty poo!
Oh, the things that amuse us. And these, just coming up on these booths that used to be passport control, but anymore.
Yes.
All empty.
Viva España. I don't know the rest of the words. Viva España. So we've just crossed over into Spain's first garage in Spain, and it was 65 euros for a full tank, so cheaper than England, which is lovely. And we've done 1,021 miles since we left my mum's house in total, which isn't too shabby, is it?
Not too shabby, no.
So we've been driving a lot slower this time, so normally we would be here in 3 days, but we've taken 2.5 weeks.
Yep, even with a 4-night stay at Neil's, that's still way slower than usual.
Yeah, we've been doing 1 hour to 2 hours driving a day
That's been lovely.
instead of 3 or 4 or even 5 hours a day. So onwards we go, and it's currently 30 degrees in the shade. When I got out the van, just walking that few feet in the sun's roasting. Really humid as well, and even the air coming in is roasting as well.
I hate to tell you, but you weren't actually in the sun, look.
No,
You were in the
was
shade
roasting.
too. Crazy.
So hopefully we can get to the beach and get some swimming in.
Yes.
A bit of swimming. So we're off to one of our, I wouldn't say it was a favourite park up because we've only been there the once, but it is kind of a favourite park up in that we went there a couple of trips ago to stay for 1 night. We ended up staying nearly a week, didn't we?
Yeah. We just bought a couple of baguettes from the garage in Spain. You wouldn't think garage bread would be up to anything, but it's absolutely lovely. What are you having on yours?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Garlic cheese.
And then from there we went to what was a previous favourite park up of ours, when we're coming down across the east, towards the east coast of Spain, almost as far east as you can go. We cross over there and you get almost immediately to the Bay of Roses. And we had once found a beach park up there, and it's beautiful. Great long sandy beach, and then a 2-minute walk away from the beach you'd get to this great big car park. And again, it was huge, hundreds of cars you could have fitted in there. And we spent a week or so there once before, didn't we, on a previous trip?
We did, yep. Yeah, it was very nice. It was somewhere we were just going to stay overnight, and it was so lovely we then stayed nearly a week.
Kept adding a day and adding a day. And so we were really getting excited when we got near. It was sunny and we were looking forward to being by the sea, and it was all exciting because we were in Spain finally. And when we got there was a new height barrier. So we're a bit glum. We just went to a favourite little beach car park of ours, and it had a height barrier on it. The height barrier wasn't there last time. So as it was a massive car park as well, we easily could have fitted in there. But no, so we're going to try a different one. So that height barrier didn't used to be there. You could just drive right on.
Last time, do you remember?
No, not really, but you could just drive right up close to the beach. So no go.
It was.
Couldn't
So
go
that was
in.
disappointing.
It was very disappointing.
So I then said, well, it's a huge beach, there's got to be somewhere else to park up. So we got Google out rather than relying on Park for Night, and we had a look. And there was a few places, some had car parks with height barriers, and I think we went to 2 or 3 and they all had height barriers, and then the last one we went to had a height barrier which was broken. So an interesting one. So we arrived at a park up that we found on Google Maps, which was about 10 minutes from our preferred first choice, which we stayed at before, but that had the height barrier. So here there was a height barrier but it had no top on it, which is what the last beach had last time we stayed. So we've driven in, parked up, we've been here 10 minutes. There's a camper van or a motorhome next to us, and they said they've slept here and it was fine. So we started putting our window covers on, and then a very pleasant and friendly policeman drove past in his car and said, how long have you been here? So we said 10 minutes. So he said, oh, you can't stay here because they're going to put the height barrier on in an hour or 2, so you need to go, otherwise you can't get out. So we went, okay. So we went to go, and the height barrier is already on. So we're now trapped by the beach, which could be a lot worse. So we spoke to the people next to us in the motorhome again. They said, actually, we've been here for 3 weeks, and they take the height barrier on and off periodically, I presume, to allow vans to deliver to the bar that's just down there on the end of this road. So we've got 2 choices. We either go to the height barrier and we try and get somebody to open it and we leave, or we just accept that and just stay here for a few days or a week, and then we've still got the same problem when we leave then. So I'm currently of the basis of get a cold beer out, get a bit of work done, some editing, and we'll stay here a week or so.
Yep.
3 or 4 days, or see if the police come back and say we've got to move. Then obviously we'll say no problem, and they can open the height barrier and we'll move.
Sounds like a plan. Hey Bogey, you enjoying the heat? Why don't you go lie down in the shade? Can you not find it? That's right, there's the shade.
But I don't want the shade. So we made an escape, waiting for a delivery van. The height barrier is now open.
There it is, there's the arm swinging up over there. We're free!
All seems a bit pointless because there's loads of parking. It's not a very busy beach, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's a massive car park there.
Yeah.
We were in a massive field that was a car park. There's another car park down the road. Even if they opened up the big car park that we were in and charged vans and motorhomes €5 a night.
Yep.
It seems crazy really. Police drove past 2 or 3 times a day, didn't do anything, didn't say anything. First time we spoke to him he said we were fine to stay. So it didn't make much sense really. And if you time it appropriately you could have park up like we did, stay a few days, wait for a van to come for the delivery and then escape. All a bit silly really, isn't
Very.
it?
So while we were there, we spent some time at the beach, and you spent most of your days editing of the 3 days. I can't remember which video, but he was editing one of the videos there, or spent a couple of days editing, and then tried to get it uploaded. But the signal we had there was very, very patchy, so it wasn't uploading, it was going really, really slow. And it was also very, very cloudy. So although we were going to the beach and had some patches of sunshine, we also had a lot of cloud, which affected our solar. So every day we'd wake up with low amounts and it would creep up slowly, but it would never quite get to 100%. So that then meant that we were getting a bit desperate. I think that's why we decided to leave after 3 days.
Yeah, it was the Wi-Fi was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I say Wi-Fi, but
The 4G
internet,
signal,
yeah.
yeah. And the other problem there was the mosquitoes. There was one day when Rosie and I had been at the beach and we had a lovely time and we stayed to watch the sunset, her and I sitting on the sand, and it was really beautiful. So as we walked back to the van, it was getting a little bit gloomy, and just in the 2-3 minute walk I was covered. So we left that one and we headed for a campsite because we needed desperately to top up with electricity.
That's right, yeah, the one near Barcelona.
Yeah, it was actually called Camping Barcelona.
Yeah, and that was quite pleasant, wasn't it? We met another English family there, had a tent outside as well, and they had some friends from Barcelona who were also English, and they were lovely. We had big chats with them, didn't they?
Yeah, that was lovely.
And they had a little girl that Rosie played with a lot.
Yep.
And then we topped up with electrics. I think I got my video uploaded that I was trying to do from the week
We
before.
did. We spent, we were only going there for one night. We only ever usually go to a campsite for one night, but it was so pleasant that we went, oh come on, let's have another one. So
And
we
we
spent
had
2 nights there.
A couple of sneaky meals there, didn't we?
Yeah, just
Which was
little
very naughty.
snacky dinners and big jugs of very strong sangria. And they had a swimming pool, so Rosie loved that. We were in the pool lots, she swam lots and lots and lots. And I got a load of laundry done, which is always nice. When we go to a campsite we try and use every single facility they possibly have. We had showers on both of the days that we were there, just because.
How long since we've had a shower? I'm going to share that.
Was Camping Barcelona the last place? No. It can't have been. Was it?
It was.
No, you're right. Hang on. It's been 7 weeks since we had a proper shower in a shower stall.
Yep.
That's a proper shower though, you know, with hot running water and soapy bubbles and...
But when you live on a van, we've seen posts on Facebook where people have showers in the van. They shower every day. Greg Virgo does that, doesn't he?
Sure, yeah.
But we've kind of adopted a, I don't know, a more sort of travelling lifestyle. So when we say we haven't had a shower for 7 weeks, which sounds really bad, you find other ways to wash, whether it's the the camping style bucket wash, or whether it's the infamous wet wipe wash. But find that swimming in the sea, which we're doing like dozens of times a day,
Yeah, that helps.
That all helps, doesn't it?
Yep.
So
And it's not just swimming in the sea, because when you go out there, mindful of it. So you might give yourself a rub over while you're in the seawater, and that washes off any sweat or dust that's been on you. So that's fine. It's not quite the same as washing with soap under running water, but like you say, the swimming combined with bucket washes in the van. Or I've had a couple of hair washes with, we buy a big barrel of water and leave it standing outside for the day until the evening when it gets really, really hot, and then we pour it in our collapsible bucket, and then I literally just dunk my head upside down in it and wash all the salt and everything out my hair, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
So it does sound terrible. We
Well,
haven't
I think
showered for 7 weeks.
but
we are clean. We don't smell.
It's a modern conception, isn't
Sure.
it? That having the availability of unlimited water in your house,
Oh yeah.
and modern lifestyles and sort of modern way of living. But I'm sure some of you, oh my god, 7 weeks since they've had a shower. It could be the title of the video, clickbait. 7 weeks since we've had a wash. Dun dun dun.
After the campsite, we headed towards Peninsula. We headed for Peninsula because I'd heard it was very, very nice, and I'd seen a couple of people on Instagram post pictures of them by these lovely little wild-looking beaches surrounded by rocks and lovely seas and stuff. And I thought, well, that'll do us for a few days. And when we got there on a Saturday, because we're stupid,
Oh yes, I remember now.
there wasn't actually anywhere nice to park. We did manage to squeeze into a teeny tiny, it was more of a passing place really, surrounded by huge boulders and jagged rocks and so on. You couldn't climb into the sea for fear of being battered to death against the rocks by the waves before you could get out to where you could swim. And it was really hot, there wasn't any shade, so that was a bit
It was beautiful,
sad.
wasn't
It
it?
was beautiful,
Yeah.
yeah. So we only stayed the one night at Peninsula. Then we were even more stupid because we knew on the Saturday that we shouldn't have been driving on a weekend. So then we thought, hey, let's drive on a Sunday and try and find a new park up by a beach on a Sunday in sunny Spain. It's just not going to happen. So we drove to another old favourite of ours, a place called Calera, where we've spent many a happy day. We've probably parked there about another 3 or 4 times before
More
in the
than that, I
past.
think.
More. And it's beautiful, and the particular park up that we went to was a little car park in area. It wasn't a car park, it was just sort of sandy and grass, and it was right near the beach. But it was in this way out of town kind of area, and when you got on the beach it looked deserted. You could look for miles up one end and see, you know, distant houses off in the distance, and look for miles down the other end, and it was just so beautiful and wild looking. And when we got there, what do you think? Oh, they'd gotten rid of the parking, no camper vans, no overnight camping.